This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter. Ray Collins has the day off. Let's check in with John Scalzi over in the Weather Center. A bit muggy out there compared to yesterday, John.
Absolutely right. The dew points have risen just a little bit thanks to a slight shift to the south with our winds. It doesn't take much. Little southeast wind as opposed to an east wind, and the humidity comes right back. We're in the mid-60s this morning for a dew point. Yesterday morning we were in the upper 50s, so a significant change, and that will lead to a few scattered showers around a little bit later on this afternoon. Now, there's not a lot of action currently, though we do have a few fair weather clouds out there. Those fair weather clouds should give way to a little bit more sunshine as we move into the mid-morning period and we start to mix up the atmosphere just a little bit. But you can see the flow of humidity coming up from the south, and that's the reason we're going to put in about a 20% to 30% chance of a shower later on this afternoon. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in just a few. Jacqueline.
All right, thanks so much, John. We look forward to speaking with you. Taking a look at Suncoast traffic, our maps are showing some construction across the area for Manatee County, but nothing to really report going on in that area. Pretty quiet throughout the morning commute as we head into Sarasota County. Pretty quiet as well if you're making some more construction projects, it looks like, is popping up on our map. Also some construction probably build up there on that Bee Ridge Road extension as you head throughout that area. I-75 looking clear as we head into South County. Pretty quiet as well throughout that area. No accidents to report on this Tuesday morning. New developments in the search for a killer who shot a man and posted it on Facebook. Police say Steve Stevens is the cold-blooded killer, and while investigators are using words like armed and dangerous, the family of the victim is already speaking about forgiveness. Andy Rose has the emotional update from Cleveland.
He was a kind man. He was a giving man. He was a loving man. He loved his family.
The FBI is offering a $50,000 reward for the suspect accused of shooting an elderly man and posting video of the killing on Facebook. Now a nationwide manhunt is on for 37-year-old Steve Stevens.
We're going to make this individual's world very, very, very small.
74-year-old Robert Godwin Sr. was a retired foundry worker with 9 children and 14 grandchildren. He enjoyed fishing and collecting cans, which he was doing just after finishing an Easter meal with his family when he encountered Stevens Sunday.
We're all standing here because of, what unfortunately happened to one of our citizens here in the city, minding his own business, going about his day on Easter. I mean, it is personal, definitely. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason for it happening.
And while the family is in mourning, they have forgiven their father's killer and are asking that he turn himself in.
Each one of us forgive the killer, the murderer.
You do.
We want to wrap our arms around him. I feel sadness in my heart for this man.
On Monday, police said Stevens' phone last pinged in Pennsylvania. Authorities have also warned residents in New York, Indiana, and Michigan to remain alert. I'm Andy Rose reporting.
Family, friends, and even strangers gathered in Cleveland to remember the 74-year-old victim. Between tears and hugs, people called for an end to violence on the Cleveland streets. They also remember Goodwin as being a strong family man. Again, the manhunt for that killer is now a nationwide search. New this morning, Facebook now says a review launch is underway for people reporting harmful content posted on their site. Now, it took 23 minutes for the killer's Facebook account to be deactivated after that video was posted, and Facebook says, quote, "We know we need to do better." We caught up with local law enforcement on the Suncoast using social media platforms like Facebook to gather evidence and catch criminals right here on the Suncoast. They say posts on Facebook have led to the most arrests, followed by videos on YouTube. Pinging a cell phone or just checking someone's profile can also help an investigation. They say it's changing the criminal justice system.
Before, maybe someone just told their best friend or they told their neighbor, so they were publicizing this to 1 or 2 people. Chance of that getting back to law enforcement or becoming an issue in the case was pretty slim. I mean, now it's being publicized or broadcast to thousands of people.
If you see any type of crime on social media, law enforcement urges you to call 911. They ask you to look for descriptive details if they are live streaming, like street signs or unique personal characteristics. Well, every driver on the Suncoast has traffic complaints, and we now know more about some of the solutions to our sometimes crowded commute. ABC 7's Bobeth Yates breaks down a 5-year work program with more than 100 road improvement projects.
Yeah, I've been here about 10 years, and over the past 10 years, I've definitely seen an increase in traffic.
Kevin Philippi is among the many concerned about increased congestion on area roadways.
There are certain mornings where, it's really tough to get to work. University, where the new mall is kind of tricky.
As drivers like Philippi attempt to maneuver around the city to avoid traffic, transportation officials say they are working behind the scenes to solve the problem.
In our area, we're lucky to have a lot of capacity projects and improvement projects, everything from adding turn lanes in various locations, adding lanes on Interstate 75, replacement studies to replace bridges that are aging, and adding sidewalks and bicycle lanes.
David Hutchinson is with the Sarasota Manatee Metropolitan Planning Organization. The agency works with the federal, state, and local government to implement road improvement projects. And he says right now, the draft tentative work program for 2017 to 2022 includes more than 100 road improvement projects.
We're looking at hundreds of millions of dollars over the next 5 years, not counting what's already going on this year.
Many of which are major undertakings, like adding a diamond intersection at the I-75 State Road 64 interchange.
We're actually going to put an on-ramp from 64 onto 75 southbound, which will allow traffic a lot more area in which to accelerate, and the same with the people going south wanting to get off of 64.
Work is also slated for I-75 and State Road 70, where additional lanes will be added to extend north to State Road 64 and south to University Parkway. A diverging diamond hybrid is also in the works for the Bee Ridge I-75 intersection, as well as roundabouts at Orange Avenue and 41 in Sarasota and 70th and 9th Avenue in Manatee. Changes many in the community hope will come sooner than later.
Anything you do to make it easier is great. 100% for that.
Bobeth Yates, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
The current 5-year plan has 62 road improvement projects for Manatee County, 46 for Sarasota. That plan is a work in progress, so more projects could either be added, while some could also be taken off the table. One man is dead and 2 others are in the hospital this morning after an Army helicopter crashed during a training exercise. The UH-60 Blackhawk went down in Leonardton Town, Maryland, Monday afternoon. Witnesses say the chopper looked like it was spinning out of control, then stalled before hitting the ground.
And my brother made a comment, look how low it is, and I said, oh my God, it's going sideways, and then it started to go backwards, and I said, it's going down.
Now, the cause of that crash is still under investigation. Happening this morning, a view of a rocket launch like never before seen. NASA launching an unmanned Atlas rocket just after 11 a.m. There will be a 360-degree stream on NASA TV. 4 cameras with fisheye lenses will be right on the rocket pad. They'll also be stitched together to bring you the full 360-degree view. You can get a link to that live stream on mysuncoast.com, and I have a feeling John will be looking at that.
Yeah, it sounds exciting. 11:11, a 30-minute launch window. Right. Plus, you've got Ultra HD is what they'll be broadcasting.
Exactly.
In. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, making history on that.
Yeah, and it should be it's a fairly decent-sized rocket, so
right.
we should get a pretty good blast out of it.
Yes.
We'll keep our fingers crossed. We'll have a little bit of cloud cover around here today.
Okay.
Kind of a mix of sun and clouds about that time period. So hopefully we'll get a good look at it, but about 50% to 40% cloud coverage.
Right.
So.
Well, maybe if you stand outside around 11 a.m., you might be able to see it.
Yeah, might be the app is the best way to go on this.
Exactly.
Yeah. We'll have a complete forecast for you in just a minute.
All right. Well, you might want to wait a few minutes before taking the dog out on that morning walk. We have some great ideas for the next field trip with your furry friend. That's still to come in this week's A Place We Call Home. And you may be tempted to water the lawn more with the dry weather we've been having, but before you do, we have some water restrictions you need to know about. It's coming up a little later in the hour. Stay with us.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small,
I mean really moves me.
One.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder. High performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday, and I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
With Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-962-4112. That's 1-800-962-4112. Call now, 1-800-962-4112.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
So many times we underestimate the human spirit's drive to recover. We often see people surpass what any of us might have expected initially. The Rehabilitation Pavilion at Sarasota Memorial is the top of the line. It allows us to really bring the patient's recovery to the next level.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So the difference between today and yesterday is really centered around that number right there. Our dew points are just a little bit higher. They're down a degree at this hour, but still they were up in the mid 60s an hour ago. So we're looking at a little bit more moisture in the air today. And that was thanks to a wind shift that we had yesterday evening from east wind, which we have now, to more of a southeasterly direction. And that helped to kind of bring some moisture in. Plus at upper levels, we have some more moisture coming in from around the Florida Straits heading up our way. So you add that to slightly warmer temperatures, looking at a 68-degree current air temperature. And the reason for that 68-degree current temperature is then humidity in the air, kind of retaining the heat just a little bit. So we'll kickstart the atmosphere with slightly warmer temperatures this morning. We have a little bit more moisture at mid-levels in the atmosphere, certainly, and that will lead to a little bit better chance of some showers today. 66 degrees Wauchula, 66 in Arcadia, Mayaca, Parrish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch at 68, 70 in Northport, 68 degrees in Punta Gorda. We have 70 degrees in Venice, 71 down in Inglewood, and 69 degrees at Longboat Key. So you can actually see that moisture just lifting north out of the Florida Keys. That is at mid and upper levels. The cloud cover is around this morning, and that's why I say for the launch this afternoon or this late morning, we'll have to kind of be fighting against the clouds to be able to see any kind of a launch, certainly from here. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. I certainly would like to see it, but you know, it's kind of a toss-up right now. The cloud cover will eventually build as we develop more of a sea breeze a little later in the afternoon. Sea breeze will be greatest from about Manatee County down through central Sarasota into Venice, and then south of that, we'll be watching showers and thunderstorms probably build first around Charlotte Harbor, where localized breezes will form, and then eventually lift a little bit further to the north. Yesterday we had a few around Arcadia, but they weren't very heavy, and then we had a few around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor. Satellite view right now showing, well, or radar rather, showing a few scattered showers to the north of us. There's a frontal boundary that's kind of meandering, basically stalled out through parts of the deep south, and that's leading to these scattered showers. Don't really see any severe weather events here in the deep south, so if you're traveling today, Should not be any problem with the airport hub serving Sarasota. Down to the south of areas from Houston down through Brownsville in Texas along the Gulf Coast, we're seeing some showers as well. But again, none of those look terribly severe. Yet we could get a little bit of the high-level blow-off cloud cover from some of those showers. You might see some wispy cirrus clouds in the mix of clouds that we'll have around today at different levels. But locally, not a drop of rain falling. We don't have any fog issues. Everything is pretty quiet in terms of your morning commute. Should not be an issue. I think as we head into the later afternoon hours, we'll start to see first the radar light up in Lee County and then in Charlotte County, and the storm motion will be generally to the north as we head into the afternoon. As far as the national picture goes, we've got a couple of hot spots with low pressure, especially back in California, getting some coastal showers there. But the severe weather threat today is going to be kind of situated in the plains for us. Not much of a thunderstorm activity anywhere, even in the southern tip of the state. So that's good news. As far as the forecast goes for today, they'll put in about a 20 to 30% chance of showers. The further south you go, the better the rain chance will be. And then as we head into the remainder of the week, we'll keep the temperatures on the warm side, kind of reduce the rain chance a little bit toward the end of the work week. But then next week, we will have a frontal boundary that'll be moving through the area. That frontal boundary won't bring us any cold air, and it won't really bring us any chance of severe weather, but it will just about double our rain chances for Monday. So that's something to hope for, I would say. Back to you, Jacqueline.
All right, thanks so much, John. Taking a look at the roadways this morning, pretty quiet throughout Manatee County. State Road 70 and 301 clear, as well as I-75 and 41 as we head into Sarasota County. Nothing to report throughout that area, as well. Some congestion on Clark Road as you head towards I-75, but other than that, nothing going on. No accidents to report as we head into South County. Pretty quiet as well. Some congestion in downtown Venice. Other than that, no accidents on this Tuesday morning. Fewer people visited the Suncoast this spring compared to a year ago when the Easter holiday fell in March. But local tourism officials say there are other factors that contributed to the slight decline. Visit Sarasota County's Virginia Haley says many tourists who visited last year shield away this year due to the expensive hotels during high season. She also says the international market has also been down as well, with the exception of Canada.
Canada's our #1 international market. They're paying almost a 30% premium to come here. Now, the good news is we ran a big campaign in Toronto earlier this year, and we were able to actually get that Canadian business back.
Both tourism officials from Sarasota and Manatee counties are looking to get concrete numbers for March in 3 to 4 weeks. Well, the latest edition of Vogue magazine calls Sarasota Florida's best kept secret. It praises the area's mid-century architecture, beaches, and cultural attractions. But in this week's A Place to Call Home, ABC7's Linda Carson shows us why the Suncoast is also a dog's dream.
It's not just beaches and gardens that make a place a great place to call home. It is mostly the connection with other people. And one place a lot of people on the Suncoast find that connection are the dog park.
Lynn Jensen brings her dog Bunny here every day.
Best place in Sarasota. I mean, it's free. They provide us with dog poop bags, and they keep the park clean, and they come every Tuesday and clean it.
Bunny loves it.
She reminds me that it's time to go. She'll look at the door like, okay, let's go, come on.
And Lynn's social life revolves around the park.
It is such a great meeting place. I moved here from Minnesota, and I've got, like I call them, my dog park family.
The dog owners enjoy socializing and often form deep friendships as their dogs romp. Manatee County has 3 dog parks. Sarasota County has 5.
They're Arlington Park, Lakeview Park, and then this park, 17th Street Dog Park. And then in South County, we have Woodmere Park and Brohard Paw Park and Brohard Beach.
Each is unique.
Some of them are very, very shaded. This one is more open in nature, and of course Brohard Beach is unique in that dogs can run free on the beach.
Carolyn Brown, Director of Sarasota County Parks and Recreation and Natural Resources, visits the dog parks often with her dog Molly.
It's just an opportunity for your dog to run free and be able to exercise and to get out in the fresh air and to interact with other dogs.
And it builds a sense of community among the dog owners.
It certainly adds to our quality of life. People have an opportunity to come here with one of the focuses of their lives and get a chance to meet people and interact with people. People move here and they don't know anyone. They come to the dog park and they find friends instantly.
And sometimes they find love.
The guy in the story used to give dog biscuits to the female's dog so that the dog would follow him around, and eventually the two started talking and love at first sight after that. Amazing what dog parks can do.
Here in Sarasota County, the dog parks are open from sunrise to sunset, and for many people, coming here is the best part of their day. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thanks so much, Linda. Well, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, a big milestone coming for Netflix. That story next in your Tech Bites. And coming up at 5:30, the Venice Trolley is parked for the season, but will it be back? The debate still to come.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is rated the #1 car brand in safety, and all Subaru models with eyesight are a 2017 IIHS top safety pick. And you can lease the most award-winning small SUV, a new Subaru Forester, for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.
Welcome back. It is 5:23 on this Tuesday morning. Netflix fans are getting ready to celebrate a major milestone. ABC's Candace Gibson and Ariel Reschiff explain in your Morning Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Netflix showing just how popular it is. It's on the verge of having 100 million subscribers.
Most subscribers pay $10 a month, but as production costs rise, could Netflix raise their prices? The company not saying.
Uber may soon start taking tips, at least in New York City.
The city is moving to require Uber and other ride-sharing services to add a tipping option to their apps. Welcome news for the drivers, not so much for the customers.
Yeah, if the rule goes through, companies are likely to expand the feature to the rest of the country.
And you could call this a first world record. Two men now have the Guinness mark for watching non-stop virtual reality.
So they binge watched 50 hours of content. Both were checked by doctors before and after to guard against any harmful effects, like actually socializing with people.
Like integrating into society.
Yeah.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Simparica.
It's a wild world out there, and your dogs want to join in. So let your dogs out. But first, make sure they're protected from fleas and ticks. Ask your vet for Simparica, the monthly chew that virtually wipes out fleas and ticks and lasts a long, long time. Studies showed that at the end of the month, Simparica killed more ticks in less time than both Frontline and NexGard. So get Simparica and let your dogs out. Simparica may cause abnormal neurologic signs, such as tremors, unsteadiness, and/or seizures. The most frequently reported adverse reactions were vomiting and diarrhea. No matter how wild they get, Simparica keeps them safe from fleas and ticks. So get Simparica for protection that goes on and on.
I entered into real estate to help people. I would like to invoke a trust in people that I will do everything in my power to help them navigate the process of either buying or selling a home. Well, I know how stressful buying a home can be. I've bought and sold properties in the past before I was an agent. I want you to be able to trust me to stay in contact with you, be available to you whenever you have questions. My name is Kimberly, and I want to be your real estate agent.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
It's the season of savings right now during the spring clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Over 100 standard and available safety features make the new Chrysler Pacifica a safe investment for any family. And right now, you can own one for just $24,999. Or get one of America's longest lasting pickups and save up to $11,000 on a new Ram Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job. I am Goodwill, yeah.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, with every dry day that passes, the wildfire worries escalate. We'll take you to the scene of the latest wildfire. And you can take some simple steps in your home to make sure we have enough water in the months to come. You'll want to listen to this story before you water the lawn this morning. Plus, safety concerns for drivers on Siesta Drive. See what neighbors are doing to help keep everyone safe on the Key.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us. Beautiful shot of the Ringling Bridge this morning. Pretty quiet out there. Not a whole lot going on. No clouds in the area. I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us. Ray Collins has the morning off. Let's check in with meteorologist John Scalzi. John, you can kind of feel the dew out there when you walk outside this morning. It's 62 degrees, but you can kind of feel the stickiness and the mugginess a bit.
Yeah, humidity is a little bit higher out there currently. We have a nice southeasterly wind flow that has brought us a little bit more moisture in the air, and that'll help support a few more showers around. That's good news. Plus, even mid-levels of the atmosphere have moistened a little bit. We have some cloud cover out there currently. It's kind of the high, thin clouds, the altocumulus clouds. Moon poking through those clouds. We'll have plenty of sunshine to warm us up. Don't worry about that. Excuse me, but we will be kind of battling back those clouds throughout the morning hours. The good news, I suppose, for the morning commute is we don't have any rain showers underneath any of those clouds. Right now, our Titan radar not showing a drop of rain around anywhere across the state of Florida, really. That will change with time. We will see those clouds begin to thicken as we head into the afternoon hours, and we'll factor in a slight chance at a shower today. Now, we had a few scattered areas of patchy drizzle yesterday, but I think we'll have a few more around this afternoon, and maybe even some of the rainfall totals will be a little bit better. Still, the rain chance only at about 20 to 30% this afternoon. The further south you go, the better the chances of rain. And I think if you head toward Fort Myers, you might see a pretty good shower around there a little bit later on this afternoon as the atmosphere is moistened significantly in the southern tip of the state. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in just a few, Jacqueline.
All right, thanks so much, Sean. Looking forward to speaking with you. Taking a look at Suncoast traffic this morning, State Road 70 seeing a bit of buildup, as well as 301 as you head into downtown Bradenton. State Road 64 seeing an increase in traffic, as well as Cortez and 41 in that area. Other than that, no accidents in Manatee County as we head into Sarasota County. Pretty quiet as well. Some congestion on Fruitville and Bee Ridge Road in both directions. As we head into South County, pretty quiet as well. Not a whole lot going on. No accidents to report throughout the viewing area on this Tuesday morning. Our top story this half hour, a man is now under arrest in connection with a hit-and-run crash on Longboat Key. Michael James Rowe was arrested on Friday on charges of leaving the scene of a traffic crash. Additional charges are expected in relation to that crash, according to Sarasota County investigators. The Longboat Key Police Department says Mike McCormick is recovering from his injuries from that April 2nd crash. He is now at home continuing treatment. Meanwhile, safety on the streets of Siesta Key, that's what a group of neighbors are fighting for this morning. This after several car wrecks on Siesta Drive, including a deadly crash just a few weeks ago. ABC 7's Rick Adams has more.
The numbers are startling. Around 24 car crashes on or near Siesta Drive over the last 2 years. Folks from the Bay Island Siesta Association have formed the Make Siesta Drive Safer Committee because of these accidents.
There has been a number of accidents since we moved here just 3 years ago. And there seems to be an uptick in the amount of alcohol usage, which I think is resulting in accidents on that curve.
The curve Dee Reams is talking about is at Siesta Drive and Heigl Avenue. Just 2 weeks ago, a 29-year-old man from Bradenton was killed at that curve when the driver of the vehicle he was in failed to negotiate a turn in the road and struck a tree. Alcohol is believed to be a factor in that crash. Residents tell us there's been at least one fatal crash around Siesta Drive each year over the last couple of years. Shirley Wolf has lived near the Siesta Drive Bridge, which is down the road from the dangerous curve. She's glad people like former Sarasota County and City Commissioner Nora Patterson, as well as one of the current candidates for City Commission, are coming together to address the issue.
We really noticed a change in the last year with a lot more traffic, a lot more speeding. We've had, in the time we've lived at the house, 3 accidents right in front of our house.
One of the things a lot of folks will be pushing for is lowering the speed limit. Right now, it's 40 miles per hour throughout most parts of Siesta Drive. People who live around here say many of the cars are driving a lot faster than that. The committee is also looking into adding crosswalks and flashing lights on Siesta Drive, as well as having more law enforcement present and pushing for a ban on alcohol on the nearby beaches. Neighbors tell us at least 42 trees have been lost at a park near the curve because of these crashes.
The other issue is the humpback bridge, where the visibility lines are too short, and hopefully the state will replace it with a flat bridge.
We did reach out to the Florida Department of Transportation, and they tell us a request can be made for a traffic and safety study, which would take a closer look at Siesta Drive. On Siesta Key, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Well, that group says they will meet again in 2 weeks. A Sarasota woman is facing charges after several heroin overdoses at her home. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office says they've been called to 37-year-old Danielle Baggett's home on South Lockwood Ridge Road 33 times in the last 8 months. 7 of those calls were for heroin and fentanyl overdoses. 3 of them happened over a 3-day period last month. Deputies say they were told Baguette allowed people to stay there in exchange for drugs. She has since been charged with maintaining a nuisance dwelling. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office up for reassessment for accreditation this week. During this process, all aspects of the Corrections Bureau will be examined, including policies and procedures, as well as management operations. To receive reaccreditation, the Sheriff's Office must meet criteria for nearly 400 standards regarding policy, procedure, and practice. Their last reassessment was back in 2014. A follow-up now on a fall that left a man injured on the job in Venice on Monday. It happened at the Tires Plus store on the Venice bypass. The fire department says the man was working on a tire storage platform about 10 feet off the ground when he lost his footing. He was flown to Sarasota Memorial Hospital and is now in stable condition. The City of Venice trolley will not be on the roads this morning for the first time in 3 months. The trolley cost City of Venice taxpayers $77,000 for the 3-month run. Members of City Council are now asking if the trolley served its purpose and whether it's worth the high cost. Trolley drivers kept detailed logs of their riders, and that information will be presented at City Council.
You have to wonder whether or not, even if it was full all the time, how many cars that really represented, and would that many cars make a difference in traffic or parking?
Well, the city will decide next month whether to bring the trolley back next year. Now, we've been telling you about the fire dangers across Florida and right here on the Suncoast. A small fire caused evacuations and road closures Monday in Manatee County, but all is clear this morning. Crews were called to Piney Point Road near US 41 when the fires broke out around a large pile of sulfur at Port Manatee. Nearby buildings were evacuated as a precaution. Now that fire was contained and extinguished. All roads were reopened before 7 o'clock last night. Well, there are now 110 wildfires burning in Florida. So far, the fires have burned 23,000 acres, destroying 27 homes as well. 2,000 people have been asked to evacuate at various times. The Florida Forest Service says conditions are expected to get worse.
Be extremely careful because lightning's coming, so we know we're going to have a lot of fires there. Be very careful. Now's not the time to burn your yard trash. That can wait. It can sit there until it rains.
Manatee County is one of 3 counties under extreme fire danger, along with Hernando and Lee County. Another dozen counties are under very high danger. And with that dry weather comes water worries. Water shortage warnings are in effect from Central Florida all the way to Key West, and you can help by conserving water in your own life. The Southwest Florida Water Management District is activating Phase 1 of water restrictions. Residents can only water their yards 2 days a week, while Sarasota County has limited to once per week. Swift Mud says there's enough in Manatee County's main water supply, which is Lake Manatee, to get through another 160 days of the drought. The Peace River water supply, which serves a portion of Sarasota County, has enough for at least 10 more months.
We're about to go into the wet season, so we're hoping we can sustain until then. So we are asking all of our residents in your viewing area to conserve water where they can.
Staff at Selby Gardens recommends residents add mulch near their plants to retain moisture. They also say try hand watering in certain areas, and if you have some plants with deep roots, they ask you to water directly inside of the deep root instead of spraying the surface. At the state capitol, Governor Rick Scott is asking state legislators to set aside $200 million in the budget to help fix a dike and improve water conditions around Lake Okeechobee. The funding would go toward fixing the Herbert Hoover Dike, which Scott says would help improve water quality in South Florida. It would help prevent polluted water and algae from getting into surrounding rivers.
If we can start working to fix the dike, we can help solve a lot of the water issues we have seen with Lake O. Repairing the dike is key to enhancing the water quality in South Florida, and I'm going to be very aggressive at doing whatever we can to protect our environment.
Governor Scott says his goal is to have that dike completely repaired by 2022. Suncoast Congressman Vern Buchanan asking for more federal funding to fight red tide. He wrote a letter to the House Appropriations Subcommittee on Commerce, Justice, and Science. He says there are currently no effective methods to treat the blooms without severely affecting the marine ecosystem. Buchanan says every tool needs to be used to safeguard the public and protect our ecosystems. Sarasota County Parks and Rec looking to expand services at Turtle Beach Park. They're inviting businesses and community members to attend a public meeting today to discuss expanding permits for commercial operators such as water taxis, jet skis, and watercrafts. If you're interested in that conversation, you can get involved at today's meeting, which will be held at the Turtle Beach Park Community Room from 3 to 6 p.m. Now to an update on a new gambling deal making its way through the Florida legislature. The Senate passed a bill allowing slot machines at dog and horse tracks in 8 different counties outside of South Florida. It would also allow the Seminole tribe to offer craps and roulette at its casinos. The House measure would allow the tribe to keep its slot machines and blackjack tables in South Florida for another 20 years, but it would not allow any additional games. Legislators are facing some harsh accusations from military veterans and war reenactors as a measure that would make it a third-degree felony for defacing a memorial of a hero in Florida is stalled. The legislation would impose the felony charge on anyone that defaces or damages a memorial, grave, or tomb of a hero. Members of the group called Save the Honor implored Senate leadership to start moving the bill titled the Soldiers and Heroes Monuments and Memorials Protection Act. Now, some say that the state has stiffer punishments for vandalizing a public phone booth than they do for defacing a memorial.
Florida has the 3rd largest veterans population in the nation, but memorials for her veterans are currently under attack, being used as either free billboards for propaganda or canvases for public art.
Now, that bill has yet to be put on the agenda of the Senate Criminal Justice Committee as the regular 60-day session enters its final 3 weeks. Similar legislation in the House has unanimously passed 3 committees and is ready for discussion by the whole chamber. The Florida House is supporting Governor Rick Scott in his battle against an Orlando prosecutor. State Attorney Aramis Ayala refuses to seek the death penalty in cases handled by her office. The state Supreme Court said it would allow attorneys working for House Speaker Richard Corcoran to file legal briefs in that case between the governor and Ayala. She is now challenging Scott's authority to transfer murder cases from her office to another prosecutor. The House wants to address the effects from Ayala's stance and may argue whether Scott has the authority to suspend her. Not too bad of a day shaping up for us here on the Suncoast.
Yeah, you know, we could use a little rainfall.
Right, I know, we really could. So many wildfires across the area.
Yeah, over 100 statewide, and here in the Myakka River District, we've had since the beginning of the year almost 80 wildfires. So it's been a very active season thus far, and will continue that way. So we'll take our little 30% chance of showers.
Exactly. As much as we don't want the rain, we need it. We really do.
We sure do. Yeah. We'll talk about the forecast coming up in a few.
Well, still ahead, don't wait for spring allergies. Fight them now. 3 simple things you can do to keep the sneezing and sniffling away. We'll have that story next in your Health Smart.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small,
I mean, really moves me.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder. High performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce.
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC 7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So the current conditions out of doors include a little bit of cloud cover, include a higher dew point value, now coming in the low 60s to mid 60s at times, and a warmer temperature coming in at 68 degrees. So we are headed toward a little bit more of a humid, sticky afternoon. Not terrible, but still, you'll definitely notice it compared to 24 hours ago. We also have a chance of a shower as the atmosphere has moistened, hence the cloud cover that we have out there. East wind comes in at about 6. We'll be switching a little bit more to the southeast, and that moisture will continue to lift northward. Still, by far, the best rain chances will be the further south you go, where the moisture is a little bit thicker. But we'll take our 30% chance today, 20 to 30% chance. 69 in Arcadia, Wauchula, Parrish, Bradenton, Mayaca as well. 68 degrees in Punta Gorda. We have 71 degrees rather in Venice and in Inglewood and at Longboat Key. It's 68 degrees in Sarasota. And as I mentioned, 70 at Longboat Key and 71 in Northport. So winds are generally going to be out of the southeast today. Good news from our Mote Marine spotters. Once again today, we have reports of no irritants in the air from the red tide bloom that has been plaguing us for such a long period of time. The good news is that the water samples that have been taken and analyzed show that the amount of red tide in the water has been markedly reduced as well. So only a few locations showing any kind of moderate amounts of red tide in the waters, and that's mostly in areas of central Sarasota, both to the north and to the south, though the amount of concentration is very low. And in the air, they're reporting none. Winds will shift a little bit more onshore a little later in the afternoon as we develop that sea breeze. And it looks like that sea breeze may kick off a shower or two, which will be very good in terms of, helping to suppress, at least temporarily, any chance of wildfire spread. So hopefully that increase in moisture will also aid firefighters in battling the numerous wildfires that are in progress across the state of Florida. So we're looking at this moisture lifting north from the Gulf waters, especially down around the beginnings of the loop current. We're seeing some explosions of cloud cover there, and we get some of the blow-off cloud currently across our region, giving the sky a kind of mix of sun and clouds as we head into the morning. About a 50-50 mix of sun and cloud. So as the launch proceeds from the Kennedy Space Center at around 11:11 to 11:31, that's the window. Hopefully we'll get a view of it, but we will probably have to look through some clouds in order to see it. As far as the deep south goes, well, we've got a few scattered showers to the north of us, but those are along a frontal boundary that are stalled out. It's not going to really impact us all that much. It maybe will sink a little bit further to the south and bring Atlanta a few scattered showers as we head into the afternoon, but nothing that should impact the airport hubs. As far as our weather goes currently, A-OK for your morning commute. There are no rain showers, there are no cloud banks, so it looks pretty good. As far as the rest of the nation goes, we do have some locations where there are potentials for some stronger storms, particularly in Texas and to the north as well. The drought index across our region still remains high, very high in Manatee County, and in inland counties it is in the high category. So as I mentioned, the amount of rainfall we get today really won't impact the wildfire threat, but it may help with professionals who are trying to suppress some of the current fires that are already burning. The forecast calls for that 20% chance of showers today and tomorrow, followed by a better chance of rainfall, I think, in the 7 days ahead will be next Monday. We'll go with about a 40% chance then. Back to you, Jacqueline.
All right, thank you so much, John. Taking a look at Suncoast traffic this morning, pretty quiet throughout Manatee County. A little bit of congestion on 41. Other than that, no accidents in Manatee County as we head into Sarasota County. Pretty quiet as well. You can see a little bit of congestion there on 41 in between the Bee Ridge Road and Fruitville area. Also, traffic picking up on Bee Ridge as well, mostly due to that construction project. I-75 looking clear as we head into South County. Other than that, no accidents to report and easy sailing on your Tuesday morning commute. This morning in your Health Smart, Britain's Prince Harry says he sought counseling 4 years ago to cope with the long-standing grief of losing his mother, Princess Diana. Diana was killed in a car crash in 1997 when Harry was just 12 years old. Harry spoke about his ordeal in a candid interview with the British newspaper The Telegraph. He said he shut down his emotions for years, finally getting help at the age of 28 after what he called 2 years of total chaos. Prince Harry did tell the Telegraph interview that he told that interview to promote his mental health charity and to also encourage young people to be more open about their feelings. And for many of us, allergy season can get miserable at times, but doctors are now reminding patients not to give up or suffer through it. Allergy medicine may be able to help with mild to moderate symptoms. And if you think ahead, these medicines can be used prior to symptoms and can also keep them away or reduce their severity. If those efforts don't seem to be helping, you can also talk to your doctor about getting allergy shots. It can also help to keep the windows closed and the AC on to reduce your exposure to pollen. Also, you should take a shower when you get inside after you've been outdoors for a while so the water can wash away excess pollen. A new report by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention finds infection with the human papillomavirus continues to be the most common STD in the U.S. HPV has dozens of strains which are more prevalent in men than it is in women. Strains of HPV are so common that the CDC estimates nearly all sexually active men and women will get the virus at some point in their lives. The CDC's most recent study revealed everyone is at risk for complications from HPV. But a doctor at Vanderbilt University Medical Center hopes that study will encourage more people to seek the vaccine. Well, if tax day has you worried about money, you may be able to get some free stuff today. We'll tell you where coming up after the break.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Nobody beats Subaru in service, quality, vehicle quality, and overall quality. And ALG named Subaru the 2017 top brand for residual value. Now lease the most fuel-efficient vehicle in its class, a new Subaru Outback for just $229 a month. Or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job. I am Goodwill, yeah.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that. And with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
When you want to get away from it all,
to a place where you can do everything or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabein.com.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Welcome back, 5:56 on this Tuesday. Don't be surprised if you come across some deals today. Many businesses are offering tax day specials. You can get free Cinnabon bites at selected Cinnabon stores. McDonald's has a variety of freebies, everything from free coffee to quarter pounders. Make sure to check with your local restaurant for that. At Firehouse Subs, you can get a free medium sub when you buy a medium or large sub, chips, and a drink. You can check with your favorite dining spot to see if they have a deal for you. And coming up at the 6 a.m. hour, we also have a tax expert live in our studio to answer the most pressing questions on this tax day. Certainly lots of free stuff to go, but tax day is here.
It is. You got yours done, I guess.
I did.
Okay, good.
Barely. So, all right, well, stick around. We'll be back with more local headlines and news and weather.